Can you hear the sultry sounds of Starbase? Sultry sounds of sultry Starbase sounds? Hey, can I just point out that I said like 1, 2 o'clock yesterday on the VOD and I'm here on time? We're starting to fix the... Oh, I forgot to turn the lights. Damn it. I forgot to turn the lights on. Hey, you know, whatever. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. Whatever. Baff, puke. Whatever. It's good. It's good. Someone has been motorboating around NSF Space Coast channel cameras all day. Oh. Okay. Amateur hour over here. What's up, Myers? How you doing? Okay. Yeah, you like that? It's summertime, man. No beard. No beard for the summer, dude. It's such a pain in the butt, dude. It's coarse, rough, and it gets everywhere. Wait a minute. That was the sound of a meteor. Not in here, you won't. This is a Mercedes. Barf! Ah, that's my name. Barf! I have to do the same, but I'm lazy. You're sitting here like I didn't just, like, trim this with some trimmers. I was just, okay. You're sitting over there like it's yours. Anyway, I actually made it here on time. I got my traffic predictions correct today. I did have to drive into the city. It took me an hour and 27 minutes to go 30 miles. Yeah. I did see a lowboy hauling a gigantic excavator, though. That made me happy. The guy with a lowboy was driving a Peterbilt 3-axle. That was hauling a lowboy with a gigantic excavator on it. I didn't see it was coming by me, so I didn't get to see what type of excavator it was. It was frigging gigantic. Sounded like you need a helicopter. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the cool part. Like, that's the cool part about getting stuck in traffic. If you like trucks, there's all kinds of trucks. I saw every truck under the sun today. We saw lowboys, I saw flatbeds, I saw gasoline haulers, I saw steak beds, you know, oversized loads. It was cool. There's all kinds of cool stuff. Or take the high-speed MBTA. High-speed MBTA. Pick one. Pick one. Okay. Hey, R-Blue. 75 months. Thank you. Hope things are going well. Yeah, things are going okay. Jake break. Love that sound. All right. So, did you guys see what ULA posted? ULA posted some pretty nice eye candy. Look at this eye candy. You like that? Well, you shouldn't, because that's side eye candy. Ooh. Hello, Launch Integration Systems. How are you? Oh, yeah, let it sink, Lobby. I'm great. Look at that. Centaur. Vulcan. Yes. Very nice. Impressive. Very nice. This is episode 55. Yeah, you keep saying that, but I'm not changing it. You can deal with it. Good to see Vulcan doing stuff. Yes. Yes. I just like the pictures of the integration facility. That just makes me very happy. Ooh. Hello. Yes. Very good. How did the rest of the car work go yesterday? Dude, we had a little bit of a breakthrough. I forgot that I had a hole punch flanger. So yeah. it made me kind of rethink how I want to patch the rocker panel. And the way that we're going to end up patching it is probably going to be a lot easier. And by probably, I mean it will be a lot easier. It just requires me to cut out a little bit more metal out of the original rocker, but that's okay. We're going to replace it, and we're going to make it stronger and faster. You know? Stronger. Little space news before car work. That's always what I do. You broke through quite a bit on the rust jobs. Yeah. Did Titan leave the gift? Yeah, he was jumping on me before I came up here. Yeah, you guys can see it, can't you? Yep. Doctor, all good. Yes, everything is good. So we made 1 or 2 good patches yesterday, Rarest, and yeah. Good stuff. You were right about Blue Origin using 7x2. Yeah, I know. It's my smug face. Yeah, Dave Limp gave an update, dude. I actually wanted to do a space news today, guys, so we'll get the stuff cleaned up, and then 4:30, 5 o'clock, we'll jump into some space news, and we'll do a little bit of a dive here. So, yeah. That's some smug face. When was the last space news? Friday? No, I did a space news before Flame Trench. You weren't here? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Like you said, jumping right into the larger version makes no sense. They have an entire factory that's already tooled for 7x2. Why even bother? Get some flight data on 7x2 and then go from there. In fact, this pad, like, it's almost poetic. The booster that's called No It's Necessary grenaded their entire launch pad, right? And it gave them an out from horizontal integration. I was already saying, like, 7x2 and even 9x4, you're not horizontally integrating that thing. It's too big. You'd need a HIF the size of a freaking football stadium, right? Like, either football, right? It would just need to be gigantic, right? This just comes to a certain point where you make a big enough launch vehicle, vertical integration is the easy option, right? And yeah, I think they'll learn about vertical integration from integrating 7x2 and go from there. My question is mobile launchers. What are you going to do What are you going to do there? And that's what I kind of want to dive into for Space News. I want to figure this out. How are you going to do this exactly? Are you going to integrate at the tower? Are we using mobile launchers? What's going on here? How's this all go together? Yeah, Rivian, that's right. 6 months seems a little bit aggressive. Sad, I said 12 to 18. Which is pretty much right on the money. If I had to guess, dudes, they're gonna build out a VAB. Most likely. They'll build out a VAB. Something like the Gigabay. I personally still think for 9x4 they should just use NASA's vehicle assembly building, and build a mobile launcher for it. It's easy. It's already there. But I don't know. Yeah, take ML2 off NASA's hand. Yeah, that could work, dude. Good news. Michael Dunlop won the Super Sport 1 race this morning at the Tourist Trophy, top of the podium. The closest we're ever going to get to pod racing, dude. They said all of their tanks are fine. All their tanks are fine. I kind of find that hard to believe. The LOX tanks I would not be using. And the LNG tank had a gigantic dent in it. I would not use that. So, that's wrong. Like, I'm not trying to say I know more than the CEO, but I know there's a big dent in one of your pressure vessels. You probably shouldn't use that. If you had a dent in a propane tank, would you go fill it up? I wouldn't. No, that's asking to get burned. Like, actually get burned. Hey, Yum Food, happy Tuesday. Do we know how much fuel there was in New Glenn when it went kablooey? It was fully fueled, Frowlin. Fully fueled first and second stage. That was a disgusting explosion. Disgusting. I would say you're probably never going to see one like that again, but, you know, as we launch more into space, this is bound to happen again at some point. Like I said, I think it's a blessing in disguise. I really, honestly, and truly do. I think, guys, it just, once again, it goes back to vertical versus horizontal integration. Like, New Glenn never made any sense to put together sideways, which tells me, as somebody that knows systems engineering and integration con-ops pretty damn well, I'm pretty good at it, that tells me that this was never the intention. This was probably the intention of the old CEO, of Bob Smith. This was probably his idea. And Dave Limp quickly realized that this is stupid, trying to put together a booster that big, horizontally. The transporter erector is more complex than the damn thing it launches. I mean, that's the case with most pads, but yeah. Yeah, in terms of pad damage, guys, if you really want to know, from about here, this way, from about here, that way, is destroyed. This concrete fascia right here is over here somewhere. It's in the trench. It got blown this way and down into the trench. Yeah. Is this space news now or just a little preview? Just a little preview. We got to go out into the shop. I really want to talk about New Glenn Con-Ops during the space news. It's very interesting. I'll tell you how I'd do it, and we'll see if my predictions come true. I was right about 7x2. You do not retool your entire factory right now. The entirety of Blue's Cape Side logistics is set up to build 7x2. So build 7x2. Build a lot of them. Test them. And build them, and let them go. And then when your pads get operational, launch a lot. But we can talk more about that later. All right. Let's get out into the shop. Have you saw before and after. Yeah. Look at the after shot. The entire pad deck is sitting in the flame trench. That's not great. That is, like, pretty much that entire pad's a write-off. All right. Anyway, let's get out into the shop here. Let's see what we got. What do we got? All right. It's right where we left it. So did the new CEO plan this so they could build a new pad VAB? I don't think it was planned. But kind of a blessing in disguise. It's definitely going to make moving to vertical integration a lot easier. Because you don't have to worry about, you know, launching anything for a while because pad's not padding anymore. So, I don't know. Do you think they would build a separate test stand for GS1? I think that might be a good idea, Sad. Yeah. Shows the importance of testing and redundancies. Yep. No rocket launches today. I don't know. I think the next one is tomorrow. Yeah, we got a Starlink at 4 in the morning. Okay. 4 in the morning. All right, I'm going out to the shop. Let's start prototyping out this new way of doing things. All right, stand by for loss of signal from the office as expected. All right, dudes. How we looking? How we looking on the synchronization? Good, bad? I gotta pop out YouTube. The YouTube's chat. Sync seems not great. Bad, off. Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna restart OBS. You're gonna see a blank screen for a second. I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah? No. Audio is now in sync. Audio slightly ahead. 5x5 slightly out of sync. Okay, let's restart the computer. Give me a second. We'll go back in the shop while this is restarting. What is this? When does this happen in the movie? Well, put it back on. Put the movie back on. Hey, so figure while that's restarting, we'll give you guys a little bit of an update. So wanted to introduce you to the Chief. So this is a Harbor Freight hole punch, but the hole punch is on this side. See? You can punch the hole. It makes this very satisfying noise. And then on this side, if you look, it can flange stuff. You see how it's kind of stepped like a Tetris piece, right? So what that can allow you to do is if you just kind of go down one side of a piece of metal, that allows you to step the metal. So the metal will be like this, right? It'll have a groove in it. And that if I groove a piece of, we step the piece of metal and then punch holes in it, that allows me to be able to plug weld a rocker panel to what's left of the actual inner one. We can patch it with plug welds and then seam seal the other side later. I think that's a good idea. And I was fitting new parts to the rocker last night, and I was like, this is the way we should do this. This is so much easier because plug welding is easier to do than seam welding, right? So that's what we're going to do. And also we got the Chief. Yeah, it flanges the freaking thing. See how it's kind of stepped? You could put a step in the metal and then you can lap the step onto what's existing. So if the existing rocker panel is here, I can lap the piece on and then plug weld it. And then whatever we lapped it to is going to be nice and straight. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing with this tool? Sir, finishing this punch. The crazy thing is that I bought this thing on a whim a little while back when I went to Harbor Freight to go get other things, as one does. And yeah, this thing is sick. I forgot I had it. It is a pneumatic tool, yes. Yep, it's a pneumatic tool. Yeah, so this is going to make putting plates together way easier. Like way easier. Which is cool. Is this a nibbler? No, it's a hole punch. Hole punch and a flanger. Air punch flange. That's what it's called. 90 PSI max. Oops. Maybe we should put some pressure regulators into the system. My compressor goes past 90 PSI. It's fine. All right, let me go see if the other computer is ready to go. I'll be right back 1 second. Let's put the garage feed back on and we'll see what it does. Hello. How's that? Welcome back to the garage. Thank you. Hello. Are we good? I got to pop out chat and YouTube, Twitch chat and YouTube chat.
here. That was this computer telling me I need to do something I don't care about, which I don't need to do because I don't care about it. Checkmate Windows. Come on. All right, let's roll. I thought you would be done with the car yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna get to work. Okay, so I did fill up the compressor before the stream, so I got that going for me, which is nice. So I'm trying to find where I put that damn test piece. We were rolling with a test piece last night to see if we could flange this correctly, and it does work. I just have no freaking idea where I put it, just like everything freaking else that I do in the shop. Oh, there it is. I found it. All right, so the idea here is that the flanger does this. See that? See, it puts a groove in it, and it steps the metal to one side because it looks like a step, right? If I step one side of the patch pieces, right, and then we punch some holes in it, you know, if my fingers are the existing rocker, we can butt up to it, right, and just weld to it instead of trying to seam it. This is a lot easier. And I'm going to replace more of the rocker all at once, but that requires us to cut out a little bit more metal, but that's okay. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. So let's at least get the stuff cut out and go from there. Let me get the lights on over here, and we're gonna need to go right into cutting. Who told you to stop cutting? What are you talking about, buddy? The phone lines are over there. What'd I tell you? The freaking phone lines are over there. All right. Whoop. So.
Oh, this is Space.
Hey,
I'm in space.
Zizep gifted 5 subs. Thanks, man. Thank you. All right. So what I was trying to do last night is take a piece like this, right? I cut out all the bad metal out of the rocker, and I was trying to sit here and just kind of fit this to make, sit here and fit this to make it look right. And this is close. This is pretty good, but we're going to be here for a while trying to do that, trying to get that right. It might be better, and by might, I mean, for at least from about here forward, I'm just going to cut it on a straight line, and I'll grind out some of the spot welds to the seat mounts right here and right here. Come in over here. We have the seat mounts here and here. I'm just going to cut them out, or cut out the spots, and try to make one big piece. Either that or we could seam this in, I suppose. I could try to finish fitting this piece, but this piece is, I did not cut this one. We didn't cut this one exactly right. It's a little screwy. I mean, we could get it to work, but I don't know. I just think that it's probably better to just cut most of this on a straight line. Now, we do have a seat belt. There's a seat belt mount right there that I do not want to screw with. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that at all. So if we cut, like I already cut a line up there, but that's on this seat mount spot welds. So I think what I'll do is we'll section this right here, make a piece, flange the damn thing, and then lap it on here. I got to do the bend because the bottom of the rocker has a little bit of a, this part of the rocker panel kind of goes in and then it goes flat. So it kind of looks like this. Like, I don't know, that's not the right shape at all. It goes down like this and then it straightens out. So we do have to put a bend in the bottom of it. But other than that, yeah, this is nice. Okay. So we have to be very careful when we seam this with the cutoff wheel. Yeah, we got to be super careful. We also got to think about the seat mounts, the seat mount spots. I don't know. It might be better to just cut a piece here and then make a seamed piece, make a piece here, and then finish up this piece over here and make it for that, you know. That might be a better way to do things. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking. Either way, like, I did cut a piece here, and this piece does fit, more or less. It fits where we need it, but it's just a little bit off in some places. That's going to make it harder to weld. Like, see, if I line it up here at the front, and we get that all aligned there, it's definitely not. We got a huge gap as big as the Grand Canyon right there. See that? That's no good. I don't know how I screwed that up. But yeah, let's try to see if we can get a straight cut in there and go. I'm also probably going to cut this part of the rocker out. The only reason why it's still here is because I just hadn't got around to cutting it. You know, I'm just going to zip it in and zip it out. Got it back here. And go. All right, let me get my face shield on. Let's start cutting. We'll open up this door so you can see this abomination in here. Yeah, you got a much better view of the action this way. So I'm going to start by putting a cut here. We'll go down here, get rid of this piece, and then we'll get in here and we'll kind of draw out what I need. Probably use a ruler. Hey, Chief. What's up, dude? All right. Let's get the gloves on. Gloves working? Cool. All right, let's go. All good, buddy. How's the family? Everybody's good, man. Everybody's good. I didn't know you made punching equipment, dude. Why didn't you tell me you made a pneumatic punch? What's wrong with you? Gloves and bubble wrap, nominal. All right, get the face shield on, and here we go. I thought you knew. Well, you didn't tell me. I can't read your mind. What kind of pressure does that tool run on? It's looking for 90 PSI. Buxo, my compressor is just a smidge above that. I don't have a regulator in it just yet. With that being said, I think my compressor tank is up to like 110 PSI. I don't think that should be that big of a deal. 90 PSI is a lot. Well, dude, this thing punches through 16 gauge steel. 16 gauge steel is 1.5 mil thick. That's thick steel for a car, and it was just like Swiss cheese, and it flanged it like nobody's business, dude. So, yeah, we'll have some fun with that in a moment. All right, the grinding wheel's already there. Switch to the other camera. Let's go. Let's cut more of this car out. Lovely. It's just what I want to do. Okay, ready? There we go. I'm going to leave the meat back here just a little bit because I'm not sure how the whole rocker is going to go together, the outer rocker. So let me see. Is there like a way that I can... Yeah, I can use the guard. You know what? Let me get a level and a ruler and a marker, and we'll do this right. Let's take our time and build it wrong, but get it right, as the song says. Measure twice. That's right. All right, I got a big level there. That's not gonna work. That's too big. Here we go. I got a small one. This will work. This is a small craftsman here. So I'm just gonna get to the highest point of what I've already cut out. Come on. Thank you. Can barely see that line. That's why I hate this stupid white pen. The white paint marker doesn't really work good. I have a red one and it works amazing, but I don't know where it is. It fell behind my desk and, you know, it might as well be gone forever. Okay, so some things to consider. I have to get the die grinder out, and we really have to be careful with these spot welds on the back side of the seat mounts. I'm trying to keep the top spot welds on the seat mounts there to, you know, to try to maintain some semblance of the car being in the right spot, or parts of the car being in the right spot. Okay, let's get at it again. All right. I'm gonna need the light. The door is in front of the light right now. Let's see if we can move the light into position. That's good. That will work. All right. So I will start with sectioning a piece here, and then we'll cut along that line. You just got to be careful up here because of the seat mount. Don't want to cut through it and then have to replace the damn thing. So now I'm going to see if we can grind these spot welds off. I think I can get away with it with the disc. But then again, no, let's just do all of our cutting right now. Much easier. And then clean it up with the die grinder. kind of screwed up just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that's the spot welds are just holding that in place. Now I can just clean up this edge. Actually, no, let's just move right to the die grinder. Guys, I got to turn the compressor back on to make the die grinder work. So you're going to have some compressor noises in the background. I'm sorry, the thing is super loud. Eventually, I'll find a way to just put it in another... Maybe I'll eventually put the compressor in my mower storage, which is attached to the shop, and you know, power it that way so you don't have to hear this. Headphone users, 5 seconds. It's loud and it's annoying. I apologize. We need it because we must die grind. Now, the die grinder has really become kind of my best friend in this project. I really wish I had had it when I started, but we'll chalk that one up to the learning process and we'll go from there. So what's a die grinder? This is used for making dies for stamping. That's what it originally was for. It's something that spins really fast. I like things that spin. So what I like using, this is a tungsten burr on the end. It's really, really hard metal, so it'll kind of go through whatever. I like using it to get rid of spot welds. Much easier than the damn spot weld cutter itself. So let's start over here and go. It also sounds like a dentist drill. Fun fact, I actually asked my dentist today when they were working on my teeth with the drill. I'm like, when you cut out tooth decay, do you always kind of overestimate where you cut out? And the guy was like, yeah. And I'm like, huh, that's what I do with the car. And he's like, you work on cars? I'm like, yeah. I was like, oh, it's the same thing. Shout out to my dentist. And if you're watching, you guys rule. Appreciate it. He's like, yeah, it's the same thing. I'm like, makes sense, man. Just want to pull on this a little bit. So you don't want to go too crazy because then you're going to get into the actual piece that you're trying to save. You know what? You guys can't really see that well from that angle. So how about you guys get a little bit closer? And we zoom in on me grinding the spot welds to give you guys a better view. So see, you can see the gray, or the, well, rust through here. That means you're getting to where you need to go. You don't want to go any further than that. You can help it. Nope. See the spot weld right there? There was one here. I'm just trying to find out the area around it. Use that out of the bridge. All right, so now this is where the punch, where my Tang Tools punch pays off. I said this is where my punch, the Tang Tools punch pays off, meaning that it should be like within arm's reach. Hello? 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 Punch? Punch? Are you sure you're not a dentist? I am very sure I'm not a dentist, dude. Yeah. My dentist would probably actually get a kick out of that comment. That guy's cool. We like him. He's a good dude. He was drilling out my teeth, and I'm like, oh, that smells terrific. And he's like, oh, you like what I'm cooking? I'm like, oh, it smells amazing. He's like, oh, thank you. I'm sorry, it's fun. That's funny to me. Wow, it's home cooking, man. It smells great. Freaking tooth. Drilled tooth does not smell good at all. It smells terrible. Where the heck did I put the punch? Chat, where'd you put it? I'm getting an air hammer this weekend, I decided. Can you smell what the dentist is cooking? EJ lost his marbles, yeah. You ate my punch? Wouldn't you drink? You know what? I don't want to know the answer to that, Pelly. I found it. Guys, I found Fido. I found Fido, you guys. Oh! All right. So you just got to get the punch in the seam here, right? And watch, right? Just gotta kind of finesse, you know? It's very impressive finessing. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're gonna shoot a deer? All right. So you can see it's here. Let me look. Here, let me show you. You can see it's cracking right there. That's what we want. The sheet metal's cracking. I just got to get up at the top a little bit more with the die grinder. See how I cracked the metal? Watch. Oh no. Yeah, I went through. Yeah, we're gonna have to weld that up. It's okay. That's what I'm trying not to do. I punched a little hole in it. It's very easy to go too far because that's what I'm trying to do right there. See, that's why I'm not a dentist. That's why my dentist makes the big bucks. Oh. Okay. That's a good sign. All right, a little messy, but we got it. Now we got to get at the other one. Trying to just move back and forth. You can, if you move back and forth quick enough, you could start to see the seam where the spot weld was. It makes it a lot easier to get at. But if you miss, then you're going to go through it, which kind of sucks. Just one question. What if you miss? I won't. There we go. See it? Can you guys see that? Right there. You can see where the seam is from the spot weld. Let me get you guys a little closer. See it? That's what we want. That's what I'm trying to get at. I want to expose the entire seam. We only seem to have the top right now. So. That should be good enough. All right, ready? Let's see what we got. See, that one was done right. Oh. That's you know, that's good. That's I'm sure someone's happy with. How rusty can this damn car be? Oh my goodness. Oh my God! Stop! This car is so rusty. The game is so bad. Oh my God! No, it's got so. As long as it's not really pitted too much, I'm good with it. Remember, man, that compressor's loud. Remember, this is the that's the seat mount. You don't want that. You don't want that rusting. Yeah, I was gonna say time to break the stainless wheel out, but I have the grinder. The grinder has the cutoff wheel on it from cutting. So what I'm probably gonna do is finish the work with the die grinder, get that other plate of metal off that's next to this, right? Switch it over to the stainless wheel to prep everything for welding and fabrication. It's cleaner than the car I'm restoring. Oh, dude. Okay, so first of all, Rich, what are you restoring? Second of all, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Dude, this looks good now. It looks good now. Dude, you do not want to see what I started with. It is freaking rancid. This was the frame rail on the back of the car. This is what I started with. That was the frame rail, dude. This one was pretty bad, but we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. It's pretty awful. Pretty bad. I did say there would be hidden rust. I'm Hellfish. Yeah, I'm Hellfish. I said there would be hidden rust. Me. I bet you talk like that, Hellfish. I bet you do. Well, I bet you do. This project's reminding you of the scene in Police Squad where they take a car apart and they put it back together and it's half the size. Dude, let me put it to you like this. If we put this car down on its, if like we hooked up the suspension and hooked up all 4 tires, we put this car down right now, it would fold like a taco. Like that's no joke. Also, Rancid Rich, you got to tell me what you're building, man. I always like seeing what people are wrenching on, man. It's good stuff. Okay. Now we got to do that again to the other seat belt mount. Now, this is what happens when you use the other guy's brake pads. Oh, wait a second here. I'm going to grab something to drink real quick, and then we'll get back to work. Somebody put a studio light and a door in the way so I can't get to my fridge. Okay. You're in the UK, you're restoring a 60 Wasley, 1500 Mark II. Okay, all right, yeah, a Wasley, okay, yeah, you probably win on the rust game, dude. Yeah, I will concede. British cars, yeah, I've seen Project Binky, okay? I don't know how you guys deal with that, but if you can get that thing, if you can get that solid, good. Dodge, like Dodge in the 60s and the 70s, really nice cars, notorious for rust. They did not They didn't do much in the way of undercoating from the factory. That was a dealer option. Now this one does have some factory undercoating, but the spots that they missed is very apparent 57 years on. But yeah, I will concede to superior British rust. And as an American, I don't concede much, you know what I mean? It's kind of my job. Sorry. Let's get going. Let's get back to work. British cars can be pretty rusty. They got nothing on Italian cars, though. I think Lancia takes the cake, Tessa, yeah. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. Tessa, that's such an Italian thing, though. That is such a freaking Italian thing. If the car is nice, like a Ferrari or older Lamborghinis, like, bellissimo. That Fiat Panda, no. Actually, Fiats are okay. Lancias.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Lancia exists. Hey, Beanin, what's up, dude? Just get an aluminum car like a Lotus, no rust. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, no, that's smart. Actually, guys, for what it's worth, this doesn't look too bad. I cut into it a little bit over there, which is not great, but that's not going to compromise the integrity of this thing. It's still pretty damn strong. Yeah. Now we got to do it again. Now I'm over here. Yeah, see what was on the back of that rocker panel? That's, see, this side looks real nice. Yeah. It's a little scaly. It's not too bad, but it's pitted to hell, so I'd prefer to replace more of it than less. Okay. All right, let me get at this with the cutting wheel just a little bit more. See if we can section just a little bit more steel out of this. You got to plug it in first, moron. Well, moron, good for Happy Gilmore. My God! Hey, EJ, you forgot to plug it in? Forgot your 9-iron. Just going to take a little bit more material out of here until I can see rust. All right, I can see rust right there and a little bit right there, which means that we've gotten through the plate up here. Now we just got to do that same thing with the spot welds. Here we go. Hey guys, the compressor turned back on. I don't know if you heard it. There we go. We made it through up there, but we didn't get all the spot welds. So didn't get all the way through. We're almost there. There we go. I'm starting to see rust through that metal. There we go. That's how you know it's good. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, mint. Perfect. All right, ready? Do that again. started to see rust again. Well, no, we see rust again. And this should just... That's how it should work. Excellent. Killer. Yeah, that's nice. It's just the spider's nest up in there. Cool. Alright, now there's a little bit of excess. I have metal shards all in my arm. That's awesome. Love that. It's like forbidden glitter. It's great. It hurts a lot. So let's just grind off. Bit of excess there. Just want to make sure this is flat when we go to put new metal on it. That one we nailed. That one's perfect. I missed a little bit with the grinder, but that's okay. Now what I'm going to try to do is make this more or less a nice straight edge from here to there. I got it pretty straight with the cutoff wheel, but oh, we got to be careful there where I missed. I cut in too much. Also, that just poked me in the arm. Right there, that's good. So let's deburr it. That's the other thing I love about the die grinder. It's excellent at deburring things. It's excellent at making sharp edges not. Cool. Now, if you just lightly press up against this stuff, you can get some of the grot peca off of it. Yeah, see, I went through a little too far there, but that's okay. That thing's good. It's good metal. Except for where I screwed it up, but you know what? I'll probably just zap that back together with a couple of tack welds. Let's see what we got up here. Alright, the rest I'll get with the stainless wheel, but this part in here, the part that's rusty, that's part of the floor. That doesn't matter, we're replacing that. Okay, killer. Looks like I just need to straighten this edge a little bit. That edge at the very end is not exactly straight. Okay, very nice, impressive, very nice. Here, let me just see if we can just surface this with the wheel. You just lightly run the cutoff wheel back and forth, you can get a clean surface. You don't want to cut into it though, that's bad. stainless wheel will clean up the rest of that. But there we go. Now I'm gonna have to do this part over here. The reason why I don't wanna go crazy down here is because the seat belt mount is there. That's good metal. I don't want to screw that up. The floor, however, is not good metal, and I'm pushing right through it, which is great. Yeah, that's good. Very nice. Actually, this part of the floor I can just cut out. Just moved on me a little bit. That's good. Once again, I am not using this floor. This floor is shot, so I'm cutting it out so I have more room here. There we go. Sick. All right. Now I'll clean up this edge down here. I just got to straighten that edge out. It's going to be a little bit easier to make the damn piece if I do. One more section out here and then we're good. There we go, good enough. Now, it looks like the floor maybe spot welded a little bit. Let me just put the punch up in here. The floor is butted up against the rocker right here. I just got to make sure that if I do this, you don't bend the damn rocker when we go to punch this out. All right, let's get up and over. Let's look down here. What do we got? No, it's not. It's not spot welded. Good. There's the inside of the rocker right in there. See it down here? That's the inside. That's what we want. Now, some of this floor does look good, right? But I'm just going to replace the whole damn thing because it's easier to replace the whole thing than it is to patch. Cool. All right. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna make a plate here and we'll see how she goes. The good old Hamtramck iron oxide. Oh yeah. Oh, you know, it's fine. It's okay if it's just a little bit rusty. We're not gonna, you know, we can save 3 cents if we don't paint that edge there. It'll be great. I'm still working on my Michigander accent. Hanging around with my in-laws, though, you pick it up. You pick it up over time. It's different. So, if you're from the Midwest, you'll find this funny. So I'm from the East Coast. I live in New England. I've grown up here. The only other place I ever lived is Florida, which created this weird dichotomy of somebody that likes rocket science and NASCAR, which is strange. But, you know, whatever. Stereotypes. We don't do that here. But that's another story, right? I always thought for the longest time that all Midwestern accents, they all sound the same. They all sound like this, bud. No, they don't. No, they don't. You can hear, and it only took hanging around in the Midwest for a little bit of time with my in-laws for me to figure, like, I can hear the difference. I can tell if somebody's from Wisconsin or Minnesota or Illinois or Michigan or Ohio. Ohio's different than Michigan. You don't want to get those two confused. That's the other thing I learned. They hate Ohio. Michiganders hate Ohio like I hate New York. All right. But yeah, if you're from the Midwest, somebody from the Northeast, I can absolutely hear the difference. There is a difference in those accents. It's very apparent once you listen to them side by side. Everyone hates Ohio. Did you guys know that Ohio has the most amount of NASA astronauts? Do you know why? Because they're all trying to get as far away as possible from Ohio. Wait, Massachusetts has a lot of astronauts too. Yeah, Tessa, don't tell me about your freaking accent. It changes if you go 3 miles as the crow flies. I just got to go down the little freaking cart path, mate, and then you go down the cart path and you'll hear somebody talk a little different. You had feuds for thousands of years, mate. Yeah, you understood what I said, didn't you? Yeah, thank you for proving my point. Boom. So do Pennsylvania. I cannot talk like that, Gaw. Well, I can say wooder. That's about it. Go down to the water. That's it. But I can hear it. I can hear a Pennsylvania accent. My roommate in college was from Allentown, so I know a Pennsylvania accent when I hear it, and I know the difference between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Those are two different things, and you probably shouldn't get those confused unless you want to get shot. You know, whatever. Like, Yin's definitely got a different accent. Okay. Yeah, but only because you're speaking Highlander. But that is the reason why I like Yingling so much, because my roommate in college was from Allentown, and that's all he drank. And I, being the sheltered kid that stayed and played video games all day at home, never went out and drank beer, was exposed to Pottstown piss at a very young age. So, you know, everyone's like, oh, you're from New England, you like Sam Adams? I'm like, yeah, it's good, but Yingling. Love Yingling. Hey, X-Wing, from an outside perspective, what does a Northwest accent sound like? Soft-spoken. Soft-spoken. It's kind of like this. It's just, you know, kind of, yeah. All the people from the Pacific Northwest really kind of speak soft-spoken like this, and, you know, I think we're going to go see Mount Rainier. It's kind of cool. It's pretty good. Fraser Cain, yeah, that's a good point. Also, X-Wing, I saw, that was you I was talking about the GV80, right? I saw one on the road. I see why you like that car. Yeah, I can see it. It's not my cup of tea, but I see why you'd like that car. It's a nice looking car. And I don't give credit to 5-door mobility blobs, but that is a nice looking car. I could see why people like it. Yeah, it's a cool little thing to tool around town. And yeah, when I was driving Bree's parents to the airport, I saw a couple of them. I'm like, okay, I see what you're about. It's got 2 big butthole exhausts though, and it looks a little weird. Nothing's your cup of tea. You hate tea. That's my secret, Tessa. Oh, bless your heart. Yeah. I was able to convince a doctor that I'm healthy enough to drive a semi-truck today. Well, that's good. So if you live in Vermont, you speak different. People, yeah. Yeah. There is regional Northeastern accents too. I grew up with them, so I can hear if somebody's from the North Shore or the South Shore, from New Hampshire, or like Rhode Island. But yeah, there are really subtle differences, but you know the difference. It's not all, oh, wicked piss, I love dunks, dude. It's not all that, trust me. There's differences. All right, let's get the, enough yapping. Let's get the stainless disc on here. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna try to get that edge as straight as I can. We'll just clean it up with the stainless disc here, dudes. And then we'll make a, working in Portsmouth, you got to experience all, yeah, you'll hear them. Is it your pint of beer? That's right, man. Your father has a 76 Stingray medals. Nice. I got priced out of the market to work on Corvettes. I'd love to work on a Corvette. That'd be great. But yeah, I got priced out of that market. I can afford crappy 4-door Dodges. And it's funny because I bought all new metal for this car back to front, and I'm still in it for less than a Corvette of the same vintage. If I wanted a 69 Corvette, we would be paying a pretty handsome price for that right now. So I got my stainless steel. This is the stainless steel wire brush. Cheek poker does not explain what this thing is. This thing will take metal like a flap disc if you're not careful. You'd be selling the house to have a 69 vet. Yeah. Tessa, you know what's cool though, and I've talked about this with this car, like, dude, you can still walk into a 4-door Coronet for nothing. Like $3,000 today for something like this in relatively good condition. Right? Even now, like even with the inflated prices, sedan prices are still caca. So like, look, with modern power plant technology, you're not going to notice the difference between 2 and 4 doors. When you have a, if it's 1969 and you have a 7.5 liter freaking V8, you have a 440 under there, right? That makes what, 370 horsepower, maybe? On a good day from a 7.5 liter, right? 440 Magnum, right? Like, that's when 2 versus 4 doors makes a difference. But when we put this Hemi in here, that's 345 out of the box. We upgraded, it's gonna make easy 450. And it's way lighter. Like, 4 doors, that don't matter. This thing's gonna go faster than a 69 440 RT. It'll go way faster than that. Which is why I'm really trying to eliminate as much rust as possible, because I don't want to be driving down the road and have the car fold in half. I don't want so much torque, the chassis twisted off the line. I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that at all. You said crossing the streams was bad. A friend of mine lucked into a 70 vet for cheap. Pandemic project, sold it on Bring a Trailer for big profit after he finished it. Yeah? Man, this thing's dirty. It's like cars from the early 90s, they're about to explode in price. Buy now or regret later. Dude, I was thinking about picking up a 2-door Civic. I'm not even kidding. I love my American cars, so I'd drive a 2-door Civic around. 2-door Civic D16 with a 5-speed. Get 40 miles to the gallon. It's a cool little car. You're gonna do a barrel roll off the line? Yeah, but you gotta hold ZRR twice. I just have to make sure I put the buttons in the car. Your pandemic project was an 82 Honda CM450. Old Honda bikes. Myers, I'm not even a bike guy. Old Honda bikes. I've never worked on a motorcycle, never owned a motorcycle. My wife Brimo doesn't want that. She had a relative that did really dumb things with a motorcycle, so I'm not allowed to have one, which is fine. But I could have all the stupid cars that I want. Well, that was the trade-off. So I'd take that deal. But I will say this. If late 90s, early 2000 Hondas are as easy to, like if old, I know that old Honda bikes are as easy to work on as late 90s, early 2000s Hondas. Those are simple. They're simple, they're easy to work on, you can fix them. You know, it's a Japanese thing, I get it. Like, I like my American cars. It's a good car. I know it's a good car. or a good bike. CM450s are cool, man. Have you dipped into Forza yet? No, Chris, I had some real life events go down, which is why you haven't seen me much on NSF, and which is why you haven't seen me much here. Yeah, had some stuff go down. I've been just trying to piece my life back together. Yeah, you know, I thought, you know, late 2025 was like bad. No, this is the worst day of my life. No, this is the worst day of your life so far. Like, May of 2026 was, yeah, probably the worst month of my life by a long shot, yeah. The relative has no bearing on your safety or what hobbies you like. Yeah, but see, Farm, I'm pragmatic when it comes to, you know, like my relationship with Bree. I'm pragmatic. Okay, you don't want me on a bike. That's a deal. All right, let's wheel and deal. Let's make a deal. I can buy whatever car I want as long as we have the money. That's what I got out of that deal. It was, dude, would I like to ride? Yes. Would I kill myself? Yes, absolutely. Especially around here. People drive like idiots. I don't trust, dude, I want as much metal between me and other people as possible. You know? But now I can buy whatever the hell I want if we have money. So it's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. You know? Also, that's the other thing. I would absolutely destroy myself on a bike. I would do something dumb. Like, or get hit by someone doing something dumb. We had a state trooper a couple weeks ago. Some bozo was driving the wrong way down the highway. Drunk, I don't know. Yeah, killed a state trooper. People drive like idiots around here. You have to have your head on a swivel. That's like days like today, dude, where I drive like up into the city. Like, it takes an ungodly amount of effort just to make sure you don't like get hosed by like a semi truck or something. What are your thoughts on a dirt bike? You should probably be cool with that, Dom. I could probably sell that. Is it just me, or do Americans love to drink and drive? Dons, what I always say is that there's just more of us, so you hear more about it because there's more of us. There's 350 million people in this country. That's a lot. Like, think about per capita. Like, if 5% of the American population is insane, right? Like, is clinically like insane. Think about it, dude. That's a lot more insane people. That's like enough insane people to populate all of Australia. Not exactly. I know there's more people in Australia, but you see what I'm trying to say? You just hear about crazy Americans because there's just more crazy people because there's more of us. I don't know. That always makes sense in my mind. You know what I'm saying? It could be neat if you could get into the city without needing to drive in. Aqualix, I was actually thinking about this real quick before before we get back to work. I was actually thinking about this when I was stuck in traffic. Boston was built on decentralized transportation, and frankly, so was the rest of Europe. It was all built on decentralized transportation. Why? Because everybody had a horse. Or if you had enough money, you had a horse. It's all built on decentralized transportation. Boston is not walkable. And neither is some European cities, you know, like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, et cetera, right? Like, Boston is not a walkable city. It really isn't. It may be some parts, but it's not walkable. It's not even close. It is built on the whole city was built around decentralized transportation. It was the horse and carriage. So it made, you know, at the time, you know, without the hindsight being 2020, right? That switching it to cars makes sense. That logically, that makes sense. Like, if you go back 50, 60 years ago, that makes perfect sense to me. That's why they built all those highways. because it's inherently decentralized to begin with. Everything's all over the place. New England is just a bunch of villages around Boston that just go out further and further. The villages are 5-6 miles away. Now, on horseback, that's not a big deal. On a car, it's not that big of a deal either. But once you add like 3 times the population what it was designed for, then you got a problem. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, just food for thought. Like, I'm not trying to prove a point that the car is better or anything. So it's just, yeah, that seemed like the right decision at the time. I would have made that decision. That's just a logical decision. Alex, it was spread out like that since the beginning, since British colonial times, dude. I mean, Lexington and Concord, where the American Revolution started, that's not near Boston. The British troops that needed to march out there in April 1775 took all day to get out there. It took 3 to 4 hours to get out there walking. Fun fact, it takes 3 to 4 hours by car now. Ha ha! That was a joke. Still funny though. Yeah, drummer, that's what I mean. Villages around the UK aren't walkable, neither are ours. We're not walkable. The car makes the most sense because it's all built around horse and carriage, right? Like, what we call a city, you call a village. Yeah, I know. Hey, Pike Order, do you have any involvement with the NURM 67 this month in Muncie, Indiana? No, Pike Order, what's that about? And Chris, I have not dipped into Forza yet. I don't know. It's an arcade game. I'm not really, it's not necessarily my cup of tea again, you know? Hey Raymond, what's up? All right. Let's clean up these edges while we'll talk and work. Looking busy. Yep. It's modern zoning that make the vast expanses. Aqualex, you're talking. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but what you're saying is very much like a Pacific Northwest thing, dude. Modern zoning didn't exist when they built Boston. You know what I'm saying? It didn't exist. It wasn't a thing here. It's a little bit of a different cup of tea, but I'm not saying cities shouldn't be walkable, and I'm not saying that the car is the end-all be-all solution to things. All right, just work with me here, man. Work with me here. You're breaking my balls here, Aqualex. You're breaking my balls. When they built Boston, it was walkable. Okay, try walking to Charlestown from Boston in 1630. We'll see. Yeah, tell me how walkable that would be. Or try to get to West Roxbury from Boston in 1650. That, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. Red team go. Red team go. So I'm cleaning off this edge right here. Hey, you know what is walkable? My car, because it's a boat. Got him. I'm trying to clean off this edge a little bit right here because that's what we're going to have to weld to. Actually, you know what? We don't necessarily need to. Yeah, you know what? I sprayed it with Seal It, but I didn't really go after the thread, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make it so you can weld to this thing. I'll recoat it with Seal It just to be sure. And we have to make a piece for down here, so I'm going to do the same thing. still a little bit of schmutz right here. There we go. Nice and clean. Okay. There we go. These are cleaned up, good to go. That should be good to weld to. I zipped through with the cutoff wheel a little bit over here, but it should be okay. All right, so now let's think about this. I could go make another CAD template, right? Yeah, let's go over here. $20.28 is the expectation when the car can move for the chat paid lift, y'all. I hope I'm wrong, but that's the most conservative answer you can find. Bro, why you keep saying stuff like that? You said that crap yesterday, dude. You're missing the point of what I was saying, brother. All done after the automobile. Well, here's what I'm going to say to that. You're right, but cars rule. All right. Rocket launches, pie quarter. No, I don't have any part with that. Actually, dude, when I'm done with this, what I want to do is set up a rocket building station in here. I'd like to build some. I'd like to get an HPR. That'd be fun, dude. High-powered rocketry. You got to get an L1 cert. But I'd like to do that. That'd be fun. That'd be a cool project for stream. How's the fabricating going? It's good, Hellfish. I just cut off the edges there up to the seatbelt mounts, and yeah, cleaned up the edges there, and the seat mounts and everything. Yeah, the die grinder, dude. I cannot speak enough to that damn die grinder. It is way better at getting spot welds, and grinding spot welds off than the actual spot weld cutter. I hate the spot weld cutter. That thing sucks. You have to pilot a stupid hole, and then you have to put the cutter on the pilot, and then you have to drill the stupid thing. And then it still leaves the interior of the spot weld when you're done. And then you have to grind it off anyway. Just hit it with a die grinder. It saves a lot of time. Breach, when will the car be ready to drive? I want this shell ready by the summer. That's why I've been doing car streams, dude. And the less I talk about walkable cities, I'm sorry, Aqualex, you're right. Like, we usually have debates, and that's cool, but proceed to give me crap about filing stuff like what you did before. I mean, the car runs right now, dude. The car will run. It'll run. It just won't go anywhere. We have a nice generator. We can use it to generate power. I could start it right now. I'm not going to, but I could. I don't want to start it because the exhausts are pointed down at a big puddle of transmission fluid. And if it sparks, or if we get a backfire out the exhaust and it lights the transmission fluid on fire, then the car is never going to run because it'll be a pile of ashes in my garage. Right? Makes sense. I do need to clean up that transmission fluid today so we can actually weld stuff. All right, CAD. I don't know what that piece of paper is. Here we go. I found the paper. Ew. Okay, and I have my scissors from yesterday, which is good. All right. In what's left of your garage. Don't be so pessimistic, man. All right. Fabrication time. Let's go. So what I want to do, we made our test piece last night. And what I want to do, if you see the piece, we stepped it with the flanger, right? And then I punched holes in it. And the idea is that I want to make a piece that just does that. Just laps right up. So like, obviously this piece is not the piece that's going to go there. This is our test fitting piece. But this will end up against the seatbelt mount right there. And then we could just plug weld the sucker in place. But I want to make one big piece. We also have to add a bend to it. See how I bent this just a little bit? If you look over here at the very, very edge of the screen, this test piece is supposed to line up with that. I bent it so it aligns, right? And then we could zip off the bottom. But that's the plan. That's what I want to do here. Now, actually, you know what we could use? I could use that scrap piece that we were working on yesterday that was supposed to fit all up in here and supposed to be all nice. Well, we don't have enough material to do that. All right, unfortunately, I can't use this piece, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. I'm sure I will find a use for it somewhere. So we got to make a piece here. I'm almost wondering if this is galvanized. It doesn't look like it, but it kind of does. But even either way, I scraped all the galvanization off anyway. So, but it could be just steel. It doesn't, or the weld-through primer. Okay, so this is our first test piece. Now, what I really need to do is measure the flange overlap. I got to really kind of measure how long that is. So, so that's enough to give us enough material that way. So we really need just a little bit. I'm just gonna press the that flange piece into the paper. I'm gonna make the crease in the piece of paper so I get the exact measurement that I need for how much material I need to leave to do the stepping. There we go. See, there's a little scribe mark across the top there. Now, take this bad boy. And then I just make a quick cut. Line up the crease with the edge. Put it on the back side, make it easier. And there we go. Now, I just got to this out. Now I just got to cut this piece of paper at the length that we need, and then we cut a new piece out. Now we got the length. And then we'll seam this to the next piece that we make. That should be good. Cool. All right, now we got to go cut this out. CAD, cardboard aided design, always a good decision. We will go back over to the cutting station with the Vivitar, and we will find a straight edge to cut this up against. I have a straight edge right here. I had more luck using the Sharpie last time, so gotta go back in time. Gotta get back in time. I fully acknowledge that this is a gray Sharpie on metal. It's fine. I'm just gonna go measure the length of that piece and just double check it. Measure twice, cut once. You guys know the drill. Where's my tape measure? There it is. Seven and 3/8. Gonna get all the rest of the rust off and spray some primer? Yeah, probably, dude, at some point. 7 3/8 on the dot. So I'm gonna cut outside of my lines just a little bit. Also, we gotta get the barcode off of this thing. All right, cool. Clamp this piece. Now, all right. Now I got to swap the stainless steel out for the cutting wheel. All the rust must turn to dust. That's right, can't see me. You got it, Broseph. I just got an inhale. Something that my throat did not like. So I'm gonna open up the garage door. Just a smidge. Oh, fresh air. Must have air. All right, we're good. Okay, I find that the only way to really get these stainless things off, unless you want 1,000 holes in your fingers, is to use the welding gloves. I'm gonna need another pair of those welding gloves eventually. Think I got the black lung pop? All right, let me get the mask on. I'm going to cut on the outsides of these lines here. And then let me get my square just to make sure that we are, in fact, square. Dare to be square. Yeah, we're just a smidge off. That's okay. Cool. It's always cool to have a little bit more metal than less. All right, we're plugged in. Let me get my face mask on here. Headphone users, this gets loud. Hey, Couchy, what's up, dude? Cool. Got it. That's the start of a new piece. Let's just check it. 7 7/16. Good. Perfect. That's just 1/16 of an inch more. That's actually, well, no, 32nd of an inch more. It's fine. I'm going to clean this thing up on the bench grinder real quick. You guys can't see that. I don't have a camera over here yet. I would put one, but there's too much stuff in the way. I'm just putting this on the bench grinder to deburr it. Cool. That's good. I can use the deburring tool for the rest. See, just cleaned up the edge a little bit. Great Scott! We're back in 2024. All right, let me get the deburr and we'll just clean up the rest of this. So whenever you cut with the cutoff wheel, it always leaves a little bit of extra crap, a little bit of extra metal that just got melted out of the way. And that's what you can cut your hands on. I don't want to do that. But see, now you won't cut your hands on this. All right. Let's check for fitment again, even though it's not exactly bent to the right specification here, but we'll just check. See if we have room for an overlap. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Mint. All right. What should we do? What should we do with this first? Should we try to bend it? Let me just think about process optimization here for a moment. Yeah, let's bend it first. Or you flange it first, it don't matter. I'm your fan. I look forward to your streams every day during the week. The car build started on April 16, 2025. I just inputted how much progress we had the other day. TI, and it gave me an estimate year of finish. I mean, no harm if I'm wrong, which I hope to be. But that's what it looks like. Yeah, Run. I get it. It's just... It's just... I guess... No, I get it. I understand what you did. I'm just... That doesn't... strike you that might be just mildly annoying, having somebody say how long the project is going to take? Like, I get it, brother. It's all good. I know you, dude. I know. You help me make sure I'm on time. I know. It's just, yeah. Well, help me make sure I'm on time with this project, not the opposite. So let's... Yeah, I'll put the bend in a second. Let's flange this thing. So I need the pneumatic hose here. And I did the other piece super quick. We should be able to... Let's see. All right, ready? Oh, yeah. All right, so let's start. I'm going to start putting the flange in on this piece here. Just got to make sure we're perpendicular to it. Dude, this thing rules. So what I'm doing is I'm letting gravity hold the thing in place to make sure that every one of these punches is perfect. So see, look. See, look at that. Look at the bend. I'm just going to go over it one more time. Missed a spot. Yeah, look at that. See that bend? Oh, that's super useful. Look at that. Cool. Yeah, the sound of this, I love the sound that it makes. And it, see that? That'll allow me to make this a lot, it's going to be a lot easier to weld it because, guys, I'll be honest with you, I suck at seam welding. I'm not the best seam welder around. I got to practice more. I can plug weld, though, like a champion. I have plenty of practice with that stupid trunk. Yeah, see what I mean? So you take this, right, and you put it in there, and it makes the makes a flanged edge. This is called, I think it's called a flanger. Whenever I say flanger, though, it just all that I can see in my head is like a flanger pedal for a guitar, but whatever. So now what we got to do is punch the holes in it. So we got to go to the other side. We got to punch the holes in it. Yeah, all I think is guitars. Yeah, exactly. The freaking flanger pedal. All right, so we're gonna punch holes. I'm gonna probably put them about a 1/2 inch apart, just because I'm paranoid. So. I'm using the die to measure. I'm just lining up the end of the die with each hole that I just punched. There we go. Don't punch my thumb. No, I'm making sure, but look at that. Pretty evenly spaced, huh? Pretty good. Not bad. See, I like this way better. Also, we have these cool little, look at those little things. They're like little metal circles. Yeah, the Chief is a beast. So, what I have to do now is bend this. We have to bend it. I have to use the freaking metal bender. You know what? I'm going to use the Vivor press. We'll use the blue press. Once again, I don't have a camera over there. Just bear with me. So we're plating it like this. So that means we need to bend it this way. I need to bend the bottom a little bit. Let me just make sure I remember that. I have a knack for using the metal bender wrong and bending it in the wrong direction. You know what? It probably is better to measure. It's probably better to measure where the stupid bend is. You know, that's probably a good idea before we go and, you know, bend the thing. So how about we go back down here and we measure where the bend is. Oh, yes. That's freaking excellent. So it's a very slight bend. Right? There. Okay. It's very subtle. It's hard to see it, but it's just a little bit. You know, hold on. Let me look at this again. Yeah, we're gonna need to put just a smidge of a bend in this thing. Cool. All right, let me just make sure I mark the right spot. Yep, okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna just give this a little bend to one side. Come on, you. There we go. Got it. Perfect. Oh, actually may have been too far. Ugh. But it just needed a little, oh, it's a little warped. What the hell's that about? Whatever. I can always bend it. Will spot welding be as strong as the seam welding? This is a plug weld. And the cool thing is that if I see fit, Martin, we can, if I see fit, we can seam weld it on the back. We can seam weld the back of this. So let's just, you just grab a scrap piece of metal, right? Say, you know, we seam it, right? And we plug weld it on this side, right? On the back side of the metal, I can seam it right there. But we're not going to do that now. I will do that if we, yeah, it bent way too far on one side. What the frick, dude? Where's my, where's the ball peen? The cutter bent way too hard on one side, but just persuade it a little bit on the ground. So we can seam it on one side if we need to, dude. See, that angle's good. It's just this, that side went a little bit too far. That side is perfect. I just got to do some flattening here. Where's my dang big hammer? I also got a wedgie again, damn it. Dang it, got a wedgie. Ah, there's the hammer. So I'm just gonna put this on the floor real quick and just flattened it a little too much, but that's okay. I'll bend it back after we weld it. It's pretty damn close. So what you can do is we weld the thing, then it's not going anywhere, and then you can just get in here with a little set of pliers and just bend it. All right, cool. Let's go back down here. Say that's pretty good, dude. I like this way better. This way's 1,000 times easier. We're still gonna have to seam weld over here, but see, this is the original. That's the original panel over here. Might want to replace that a bit. Yeah, this is all almost perfectly flush. That's really good. That's really good. All right. Nope. Small clamp or big clamp ain't gonna work. I need a smaller one. Yeah, Couchy, I got you.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
What's that? Space Pope! What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, I let it go about a 1/16 of an inch too far. Other than that, guys, this thing is really, really good. And it fits really, really good. Just and there's a little bit of extra material there, but where did I put the small level? See, the bottom edge is not exactly square, but I can always use the outer rocker when we attach to it to just make it flat. I don't like the way the clamp is holding this. I'm going to see if I can press this piece up here and then use the Craig clamp to hold it here. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay. I got to get the welder out. We're welding 18 gauge steel. We're welding 16 218 here with a flange piece, so I have to go look up the tables. Okay, hope you and the family are good too. Yeah, we're good. What about that square nut above? If the metal piece is attached, then will the square nut still be able to be removed or tightened as needed? It's captive. It's captive, Mr. Pepper. That's where the seat belt attaches. Looks like I'll check for alignment on the inside corner. Okay, yeah, we'll do. You know what? I might be able to just go up and through this way and just clamp on the plate. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna get my level just in case. I know this is a little wacky, but okay. All right. As long as we're pressed up against the, as long as the flange piece is pressed up against it like that, it's pretty damn level, if not exact. So we'll do it the first way. There. Now we don't touch nothing. And then see, these edges don't exactly match, but that's not a big deal. I do probably want it to just go a little bit. I just need to leave a little bit of a gap over here so we can. There we go. All right. You can always turn one of those 2 holes into bolt holes, then fill in the bolt holes. Yeah, I was thinking self-tapper. A self-tapper might not be the worst. Can you just put a screw through one of the holes to hold? Yes, we could put a self-tapper. My drill is down in the house though, which is not a good spot for it. I have my big power drill here. Yeah, we can use that. It's going to be very strange putting a small self-tapper in with this, but got to put this back in the drill index. Burb. I have a very, very advanced drill index filing system. This is a very, very secure and safe spot. See? It's a good spot for it. Trust me. What was I doing? Oh yeah, welding. Okay, so we're welding 18 gauge. I have 25 thou wire in there. Oh yeah, self-tapper. That's what sorry, I just blanked for a second. That was weird. Let me see if I can find a Phillips head bit here. I should have one. It's just going to look a little screwy in the in this gigantic 1/2-inch chuck. Oh, I keep sitting in metal shards that are on the ground, and it's going through my pants into my butt when I'm sitting down. This is information you probably didn't think you needed, but it will explain what I'm about to do. I'm going to take my compressed air and just blow the metal shards away, because I don't like sitting on prickles. We vacuum up the rest. Clean your shop. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's 4:21. Huh. I want to do space news today, guys. I want to talk about LC-36. I don't have much welding gas left. I'm going to have to go get some this weekend if I get around to it. I'm just been very busy. I'll probably save this for, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I want to start Space News. If I start welding this thing right now, well, it's not going to take long to tack it. Probably tack it in. Let me just check the table. See how much time we have. I need to weld 18 gauge steel to 16 gauge, and we have 75-25 argon CO2. I have 25 wire. It wants E5 F6. Okay. You can do it with 25 thou. I've been using 35 thou to weld the 16 gauge steel, but yeah, we should be able to do this. Yeah, we'll tack this thing in. We got a self-tapper this sucker in. Bite my shiny metal shard-filled butt. Okay, let's put the self-tapper in first. I'll put it in, what do you guys think? Put it in, let's do it right in the center. That'll be fine, so it doesn't pivot. The self-tapper makes a small enough hole that I can just, when I do the plug weld, it'll just fill it up. This is how I did the trunk pan. Ow. All right, so. That's my luck. Good thing it wasn't my finger. There we go. She didn't move. So we should be able to just take the clamp off. Freaking, of course, it got the side of the glove. Why wouldn't it? Cool. That'll do it. That'll do her. Why wouldn't that happen? You know what? I'll put another one in just to make sure it doesn't move. And I won't, I mean, maybe we'll get the glove this time, but I'd rather the glove than my finger, right? So. Okay, didn't move. We're good. So what I'll do is just fill in all the other holes. Oh, it moved. It definitely moved with that last self-tapper. Son of a gun. Yeah, it moved. Oh well. Yeah, it moved just a little tiny, teeny weeny bit. That's where that needs to be. Yep. Okay, I can adjust. It moved when I threw the dang thing in, but now that the hole is there, it should be easier for it to just... Nope. Screw that hole. The heck with that. That's where that needs to be. Oh, you know what? I gotta hit this with Steel It. We gotta hit it with Steel It. I'm all out of rhythm now because we gotta do Space News. It is level though, we're good. I have to paint this part. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna paint it. I forgot. And I also want to hit that with steel it. So yeah, I'll weld the rest of this sucker up off stream. And yeah, see there's just 2 self-tapper holes. Yeah, see that one caught on the edge. It shouldn't be like that. I'm not gonna use that, we'll just weld that up. So let me get steel it here and I'll paint over that surface. I have a bigger bottle, Clayton. Okay, let's roll. In fact, I'll just get all the rest of this while we're here. Cool. All right, we got to get ready for space news, but that's not going to stop us from painting this piece. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yuck. So let's go back to Vivitar Cam. The Vivitard. And yeah, see, I want to paint the back side, so I don't want bare metal up on bare metal there. I'll put the weld through primer on this, right? And when we do the weld through primer, that means when I do go to weld this stuff up, any place that doesn't get welded is going to be sealed in with the primer. That'll make it so it won't rust from the inside out, which is one of the reasons why this car rusted in the first place. So, just take our piece right here. Make sure the steel it is working. Make sure we get in the groove there. There we go. Killer. And now what I like to do is use the heat gun so it immediately flashes. The paint will flash to the metal and yeah, it'll bake it a little bit, make it a little bit, it'll adhere a little better. So I got a heat gun here. I'm just gonna You missed a spot just above the square block of steel. Above the square block is okay. I'm really, with this, I just want to get at the part that we're welding for now. I'm not trying to coat the entire inside. I just want this part that this is going to go up against. That's good enough. Cool. All right, dudes. Well, that's good progress. We got a good workflow going for how we're going to do this. The next piece is going to be way bigger than that. That was the reason why I kind of broke it off into 2 smaller metal segments, like each side. Like you could see the one under the square, right? So the one we've been working on right here, and then the next one is going to be from here, where my finger is, all the way to here, to the front of the seat mount. And then, because I don't have a piece of metal that long, there's another, we're gonna put another one there. So we will, actually I'm wondering if maybe we should just zap that whole thing. No, we don't want to get into the spot welds. And then we can join up with the piece that we made yesterday. And then we'll figure out geometrically how to fill that trapezoid right there. Yeah, we're going to have to bend a piece of metal in a very weird way to get it to fit that shape, but that's okay. That's okay. It'll be good. Yeah, that's where the transmission mount, or the transmission cross member should pick up on the rocker right here. Yeah, just in case you didn't see that yesterday. Yeah, there should be a structural piece that goes out to here. Yeah, it's not there. I have a replacement, but yeah, it's pretty gruesome in there. Just in case anybody was wondering. Cool. All right, dudes. I wanted to get some quick work done. I just got to paint the other side of that piece that we just made. Suggestion, considering the self-tappers look like they're smaller than the holes anyway, get them most of the way in, then use a screwdriver to get them the last bit of the way. Bit of the way to clamping by hand as you adjust position for control. Probably a good idea. Yeah, that's probably a smart thing to do. What mount? Do you see a mount? Yeah, no. You zip down to the house, Dan? Yeah. Had a bad time with that. Please wear eye protection when blowing metal shards in the air. Yeah, you know what, Snarfer, I thought about it just now. It's probably a good idea. What I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna make that plate, the big plate that I was just telling you that we're gonna fill in next. I'll probably do that off stream. You guys saw the workflow. I don't wanna bore you. It's just a big plate. And I'll probably, cut and tie that all in before the next auto stream. I'll just do it off stream. You guys saw the workflow. You know it works. I'll show you the finished product in the next episode. Yeah, we're on our way to having that inner rocker remade, which is great. Yeah, really happy about that. Yeah. Believe it or not, with all this trials and tribulations, I think this is actually easier than buying a new one and trying to put it in. Buying a new one and trying to put it in, you'd have to take all the doors apart and everything. I'm not doing that. No wonder it takes so much time getting things done. Paul, let me put it to you like this. Snarfer ain't over in the YouTube chat. That's not why you said that. Not because you should be wearing. No, that was because Snarfer does work, dude. That was just looking out for your boy. That wasn't like, well, you should be doing this. Trust me on this one. He's good people. He scored me the tail panel for this car. So, nah, we like Snarfer. We are Snarfer appreciators in here. All right, dudes. So, it's 4:35 right now. I'm going to go down, change. I'm going to take a shower real quick. I got all those metal shards. Somebody got metal shards in your ass. So I'm just going to go take a quick shower, and then I will be back up here for Space News. I'll just jog the YouTube VOD. Twitch, I'll just put on some background music. Give me about 20-25 minutes, and then we talk about Blue Origin concept of operations for New Glenn vertical integration. That's going to be fun. All right, so I hope you enjoyed part 51 or 55, according to Drummer. I don't know. But, who knows? Drummer. It's weird. He's weird. You need a bum magnet. Yep. Definitely not finger wagging. Nah, Snarf. I know. That's why I'm looking out for you, brother. You look out for me, I look out for you, man. We good. It's not below the belt. Doesn't count. I got metal all in my fingers, dude. All right, so stand by for loss of signal on YouTube. On Twitch, we'll go to the title screen, and I'll see you guys in about 20, 30 minutes. Stand by for loss of signal from the garage as expected.